weather got him. You know, it's like the birds get him. Next, I am going to bring Winnie Uniac and Norm Novinsky up. They've got lots of fun stuff planned for us tonight. They're with Harper Financial, and I'm just going to close this because they don't have a presentation. But I know that it's a lot of fun, and they've got some prizes. I hope that you guys took my emails to heart and fucked up a little bit on your mortgage terminology and your lending terminology, because I think that has to do with how you're gonna win something. But everybody, give it up for Winnie and Norm.
Winnie left them on her desk. Yeah. So we'll mail it to the lucky winners.
Yeah.
Gotta go with the flow.
Absolutely.
So we'll start off. My name is Norm Novinsky. Winnie Uniac's my business partner in Harper Financial. We represent a hedge fund, which does fix and flips and permanent mortgages as well. We also do some direct lending ourselves. We prefer really just to do direct lending when people don't have any choice, because the interest rates are so high. Our product for fix and flips, if you're experienced, we're running 9% at one point, sometimes 2. So it's not really hard money, which would be 12 and 4. So what he is handing out to you is an example of what we can do. Rather than telling you what we do, here's an example of what we can do. So this is an actual situation that was brought into our office with this particular fellow, and I want to go through what we did. And we gave the project to one of our people that we deal with on a daily basis almost, and we'll tell you the result of that. So let's go through this thing. So John forgot to pay his mortgage for 8 years. Now, when he said to me before, 8 years, how's that possible? Well, I've seen many of those, believe it or not. And how is it possible? Because way back in the late 90s and 2000s, there were what we call hard money, or companies that gave people, if you had a pulse, they'd give you a loan. And a lot of people had these loans. Companies like Option One, or what we call subprime at that time. Subprime lenders. If you didn't have to show proof of funds, you didn't have to show anything. And as long as your credit score was above 500, they would give you a loan. So it created a mess. And then what happened is that these companies like Option One and Fremont sold their mortgages to Wall Street. They created these mortgage-backed securities, and that's what caused the crash. And they all went out of business. So this guy had an Option One mortgage, which most of you probably never heard of Option One. And it got sold, and here he is 8 years later, and finally the foreclosure sale is about to occur. So he comes in, he's now $95,000 behind on his mortgage. And his house has a fair market value of $275,000. If it was all fixed up, in decent condition, the mortgage payoff is $380,000 less cost. By cost, I mean, foreclosure costs, attorney's fees, things of that nature. There's also a second mortgage, which we forgot to pay for 12 years for $120,000. There's also 4 attachments. These are credit cards that sue him because he's never seen a bill he wants to pay this guy. So he has 4 attachments on this house as well. He also forgot to pay file his income tax returns for 5 years, and he owes about $124,000 in back taxes. This is an actual, the name is different, obviously. This is an actual project that came into the office. I say project because what do you do with this mess? Well, this is the type of mess that you who are going to be doing fix and flips want to find. You want to find something that nobody else wants. You want to find opportunity. And you want to find, it's easy to go on MLS and try and find a house and try and squeeze a couple bucks out of it. Anybody can do that. But if you want to really make some good money, you got to find a project. Surround yourself by good people who can assist you in putting a mess like this together. So what we did, the gentleman was already in a bankruptcy. I'm a bankruptcy attorney, so I called up the fellow who I knew, and I said, look, you know, he's got this mess. He came into the office. He can't save his house. There's no way to save it anymore. And he got all he can out of it. The best thing you can do now is, you know, we'll get rid of the credit cards, we'll get rid of the taxes as best you can, and we'll try and do a short sale. All right, so some of you don't know what short sales are, is that when you try to negotiate with the bank to sell it for what we perceive to be the value. So the way we did it was we had an appraiser go out there, we had a contractor go out there, give us a scope of work to tell the bank exactly what was wrong with the house and try to negotiate a settlement with the bank. And the bank said, fine, but you know, we're not going to pay for the second mortgage, we're not going to pay for all those attachments. So I had to step in, negotiated short money for the attachments and short money for the second mortgage. All right? So now we have a situation where this fellow, Winnie, you want to chime in a little bit?
Okay.
Winnie's still looking for the prizes, I think. So we ended up buying this house for $220,000. And it's in a good town. And he started out thinking that he was going to put in $60,000 and maybe sell it for $400,000. So he wound up finding out that he had to put more money in, and he put in $90,000. So he had the 220, the 90, plus he had some carrying costs, closing costs, and when we do a short sale, we give incentives to the owners, saying, look, you cooperate with us, the investor will give you money to leave. It's called cash for keys. It's a very common procedure nowadays that the bank actually will do that. They'll do a short sale, they'll give money to the owner to leave the house, you know, in one piece if they get. There's a lot of people today, as soon as their house goes into foreclosure, what do? They strip the copper, they sell off the appliances. As a matter of fact, our investor found this because he had for sale the heating system in the house. So our investor found out what was going on and he brought it to us. So finally, so Winnie and I arranged for the financing for this house, for the purchase, we arranged for the construction. And our financing program for this particular property was only 10% down. That was it. And we financed 100% of the rehab costs. Yeah, 100% of the rehab costs. So it's a nice deal for the guy. He's only in there for 10% plus closing costs. So with everything, 15%. And so that's not bad to get into a deal. And we financed 100% of the rehab costs. So that whole $90,000 we were able to finance for him. So he finally got it in. And then to his surprise, the town was a hot market. And the closing is Tuesday for how much?
$485,000.
$485,000. So
They buy for $220,000.
Plus the 90, plus his carrying costs. So he's in there. So he's in there for 3/10, and another 5%. So he's in there for about $350, and he's selling it for $480,000.
I think it's making $128 net.
Yeah. So it took work. It took a lot of effort. It wasn't easy. But that's a real life example of what you can do if you find these things. And if you want to get into fix and flips, this is your goal. This is what you want to be. This is the level you want to be, where you're not making $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 a deal. You want to make more if you can. The average person that fix and flips, like granted, makes about $30,000, $40,000. That's what most of your deals are going to be, realistically. They're not going to be. But this is a nice example as to what can happen. Now, if anybody has any questions in this, yes, sir.
About how long did that whole process take from beginning to end?
From beginning to end, to be honest with you, it took a year.
I thought it was more than that.
Yeah, it took a year. The hardest part was dealing with the bank and getting them to pay attention to the deal. Because most of these banks bought these deals in bundles from other banks. So what you mean by a bundle, what happens is that when all these other banks went out of business, they would put together the loans and bundles and other banks would bid on it. A whole package. So there could be 1,000 loans in there that they bid, say 100,000, 200,000, whatever the deal would be. So they buy it for pennies on the dollar. They really did. But now they want to make money.
Okay, and another question is, if you were coming across a situation like the one you described, who should be the first person on your team you would reach out to if you're probably your attorney, I would assume?
Well, I'm an attorney, but I didn't act as an attorney. I used some of my skills to do some negotiations, of course. But the first person to reach out to a deal like this, yeah, your attorney's a good place to start. We are a very good place to start because we
With the
can get the
best.
financing. Because we know all the players as well, who's good, who's not good.
And we control the negotiator as well, which is important.
Yeah, the problem is today, and probably some of you have experience in this, it's difficult to find people who stay on the project and don't deviate from it. And to give you an example, we had another fellow who bought a property and he had some attachments on it. I negotiated off the attachments for short money. He bought the property, the closing attorney closed and paid the attachments
Off the HUD.
off the HUD. It's right on the HUD. Which will tell you about finance if you don't know soon. But he never got the releases of the liens. Now the guy is selling the house, and he calls us up. We have nothing to do with the deal at this point. Say, hey, that closing attorney didn't release the liens. He didn't get the release. Now it's not difficult to do that, but he didn't do it. So now he has his own seller's attorney. There's a bank attorney and a buyer's attorney. And all three of them are just pointing the finger at each other saying, well, you should get that release, you should get that release, you should get that release. You know what it takes to get the release? A phone call. Exactly. You call up the clerk's office at the courthouse, you give them $20, you tell them what you want, and they send it to you. That's all it is. We have three attorneys acting like the Three Stooges here, pointing fingers at each other, not talking to each other. So I said to the fellow, because he's one of our customers, I said, I'll get you the releases. So I called him in court, sent them those three attachments, the $60, and we got what we call clerk certificates. We got releases from that. So the answer to your question is, and next week we're going to, Bernadette asked us to give a presentation, and part of it's building your team. It is so important building your team. You know, and Ed, who's a local real estate broker, who's very competent, he knows that. He knows, that's why he's laughing. He says, you got to find your team.
Laughing at the Three Stooges attorneys.
That's what they were
Well,
doing.
you deal with it all the time, right? And that's the frustrating part for us too.
But then the realtor called and gave me, I can't even tell you how much grief.
Oh, just
Because I
now,
have a title
the
issue
car
on
is
the
coming
way.
over tonight. I'm in traffic for an hour and a half in Milton.
Yeah,
The
listen.
traffic was that bad. And this person is calling, giving Winnie a hard time about these releases, which we have nothing to do with the transaction at all. We're not the brokers, we're not financing it, I'm not the lawyer, I have nothing to do with it. And there's three lawyers that are saying, we're not going to close, you need their lien releases. So, as this young lady said, it takes a phone call. It took me 5 minutes to call the clerk to ask, are those releases ready? And what do you need? She said, send us a check, self-addressed, stamped envelope, and we'll get it. That's all it took.
But I think that's a good illustration of building the right team.
Building the right team, yeah.
And having people that work in your best interest, not in their best interest.
In unity, working
Right?
in unity, yeah.
Yes.
You have to work together. Now, we've had a hard time finding a good closing attorney, believe it or
We
not.
won't allow another closing attorney except our closing attorney because she's phenomenal.
You know, she closed a deal for us Friday night at the Dunkin' Donuts. All right? So if she's willing to do that, she's getting all our business. And she's getting a lot of business from us, and she's thrilled. But these others, the prima donnas, I don't get it. I really don't get it. And as I said, I'm an attorney for a long time. Yes?
Would you guys recommend building
Yes. Well,
if you-
we're going to fund it. The answer is
You
not
have to
going to
vote.
recommend
You
it.
don't have a
It's
choice.
required.
To be
Okay,
honest.
right, just in general.
It's-
Oh, sure, yeah.
And I think it's a good example too, because we had what I consider a substandard lazy attorney close on a deal that if that was a homeowner and they went to sell it 10 years from now, they would have major title issues. All right? You want to avoid that. You want someone that does their job, that does a job they get paid to do. And a lot of these attorneys are prima donnas. They
Yeah,
don't do
when
it.
all that subprime lending was going on in the 90s, there's a million title exam problems from that because the attorneys were so busy then. They were doing 10 closings a day.
And if they didn't abscond with your funds, they didn't file
Another
evictions.
So, yeah, can you explain that term title issue?
Well, that's one of our questions.
Yes, actually, we have a great program in
All right, why don't we get to that one?
Okay.
Get rid of this. All right, any other questions of this beautiful hypothetical I created? No? Okay. All right.
That's a hypothetical.
Well, actually, it's a real real life, we just can't get the name.
I can't give a name out because that might be trouble, but that
I
was,
have a quick question. Did you also negotiate their IRS lien for them? I know it's not cash.
the answer is yes. There's a procedure called an offering compromise, and we established with 124,000, we got rid of it for 5,000.
See, and that's the problem. We have depth to us to solve the issues. Some issues, quite honestly, are unsolvable. But they've got to be identified, and you've got to walk away from those skills. Other things are solvable if you have the skill set, and we're very lucky that we have the skill set.
See, if you've seen these things before, you don't have to be afraid of it.
Right,
You know, that's the whole thing. If people that are afraid of it never get anything done. But if you've seen it before, you know how to handle it, you're not afraid of it, you know what they can do and what they can't do. Because people, you know, the institutions like the IRS and the SBOR prey upon your fears.
Everything.
You know, they want to frighten you because they want to pull out as much money from you as possible. But they have guidelines, they have regulations, they can do so much to you, and that's it. You know, so if you know what that is, then you don't have to be afraid. All right, so Winnie spent days putting all this together. So what we're going to do is we're going to throw out questions to you. If you can answer it properly, somebody is going to give you a ticket.
Who wants to be in charge of giving out tickets?
And then we're going to draw winners. And Winnie's
And then I'm going to mail you your gifts.
Winnie's going to go back to her office.
Sorry, guys.
So, well, what's funny is I went and got the gift cards, and I said, Winnie, here they are. Make sure you put them in
I put it with my
your
pocketbook.
pocketbook, and you never forget it because of your pocketbook. But
I did.
did you bring your pocketbook tonight?
Yeah. I didn't
All
look.
right, no problem. We can put your address down and we'll drop it in the next
Yeah.
one. All right, so what do you want to do the first one?
Okay. Anyone know what hide money actually is?
Other than that. Ed and Dave are excluded. There's certain ones, our friend from Brownstone's excluded, Ed's excluded, Dave's excluded.
Private investors.
Yeah, but what is it used for? I mean, what is it? Go ahead.
So, Harmony Lender,
Yeah.
I know of, which is somebody you can go to for a flip, especially something
Right.
like shorter term. It's not a bank, it's very good. They close faster.
But what do they lend against? Do they lend against your income like a regular bank?
No, they just give you the money. They don't care about your credit score. They don't care
But
about.
what do they lend against?
Against the progress.
Against the properties, right?
Yes, they do.
All right, nobody wins.
Yeah.
You guys are not doing
Bring that way,
well.
give her a ticket. Give her a ticket. Give her a ticket.
Yeah, I'll give her a
Doesn't mean
ticket
she's
for
gonna win.
participating. Okay. The other thing that you need is liquidity. What is liquidity?
Cash.
Ah, but is it really cash?
Does it have to be?
Does it have to be cash?
Does it get
Yes.
to the loose?
Yeah, basically, anything you can pull out in a short time frame on demand. It can be a Hanepa line of credit. It can be stocks that you could sell if the market doesn't get
Bingo.
your retirement account, your
All right, we're again, he deserves two tickets.
Yeah.
Two tickets, that's
Two
why not?
tickets, that's
What is it, what do you?
Retirement account's not.
No,
It takes a while to get.
No.
IRA? 2 weeks.
No, when it's real estate, it's transferable.
But it's real estate, it's not liquid.
It's not liquid. That's not the definition.
It's not liquid, it's under the, but.
Chris, what do you do for work?
Me?
No, Chris.
I'm a scientist.
You're a scientist?
You're not a rocket scientist. And what do you do for work?
Construction and cleaning.
Neat.
So you know.
You know what's going on.
Yeah.
Good. All right.
I think Bernadette's got to pick the people, because she'll be able to see who raises their hand first.
Okay.
All right, because you're.
Because I'm sitting here looking at these guys, and I know that I'm neglecting
Right,
these guys over
right,
here.
all right, so Bernadette will do.
Okay, the next thing I want to talk about is appraisals. All
What
right.
about the after repair value?
Well, we're going to get there,
All
but
right.
I thought we'd go through
Go
the
ahead.
appraisals.
Go on, go on.
Exactly, what is an appraisal?
Go ahead.
It's the, basically call it for the after repair value or the full market value price of a property as determined by the property.
Well, that's an after repair value appraisal. What is an
Appraisal process, I
appraisal?
want to make that determination, a person makes that determination
Who?
using their appraiser.
Okay, but what does he base it on? Does
He
he base it on things like an agreement?
bases it on comps,
What kind of comps?
similar square footage, similar bedrooms, bathrooms.
Are they sold? Are they under agreements? Absolutely, got it. He's got it.
So somebody that's been coming here month after month, and Winnie's been kind of quiet, and you can see her real personality. So there's nobody that's better than putting a deal together than Winnie. Now you can see why. So finally you can see that when she starts talking to these funders and these hedge funds and trying to put a deal together, she's tenacious and gets the deal done. So I'm glad tonight that they're finally seeing. Usually I'm doing all the talking and she just lets a couple minor things. You don't really see what goes on. So
But now, I need you to, what's an after repair? On an
I
appraisal.
was just using that sort of as a term to explain what I.
Do you know what it means?
The after repair value is basically the full market value of a brand new remodeled home.
But what do they base it on?
Compare the properties in the neighborhood.
No. You. Pardon me? No, an after repair value, what do they base that on?
What is the material, or how much is the material to prepare the home?
Give a man a ticket. Yay. Okay. Now,
Did everybody hear him? Because I have on time.
basically what an after repair value is that they take the contractor's bid and say, if this work is done as specified, this is what the property should be valued at. Right?
How do you come up with that number?
Based on the comps, all the comps in the area that are in comparable condition based on the contractor's bid.
The upgrade that you did.
Huh?
The upgrade that you did.
Yep, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, when you're doing fix and flips, I'm sure most of you here to do that. You want to make sure you have a certain margin. You know, we customarily tell people you have to really have at least a 25% margin. If you're not going to have a 25% margin, don't do the deal. And we've had a lot of experienced people come in when they sit down and go through their numbers. We will say to them, it's not worth the deal. Don't do it. You're not. It's too close. Because, as most of you know, in construction, stuff happens. Something that you didn't expect is going to happen. So you have to have some leeway, and you want to really work on minimally 25, hopefully 30% margin. That's what you want.
Okay. Then we have other appraisals, which are drive-by appraisals, which, like in Brockton, you don't use that term, I don't think, but. But those are outside appraisals, so that's not worth the ticket. But what's an as-is appraisal?
It's based on the value as is.
Absolutely, absolutely, get that in. And then we have the broker price opinion, and that you can answer.
So a real estate broker gives their opinion of the value of a property. We're not licensed appraisers, so they don't have the same weight. Can't be submitted typically to a lender, but it's mostly for developers, but lenders will also use it, especially in a foreclosure situation. or a short-sale situation.
Does anyone want to see him lose his cool? How come we can use Zillow appraisals? Okay.
Actually, it was interesting. I had a property on the market, and I, of course, looked up his estimate, and it was something like 700, and the property ended up selling for 875. So those are actually dangerous.
They are.
I
Yeah.
mean, a seller can leave, or an owner can leave money on the table. They look at his estimate, and somebody, maybe a developer, investor, comes to them and says, his estimate says 700, I'll give you 700. When it's worth 800, so they lost $100,000.
Now, let me
Very
ask,
dangerous.
now the other thing
Especially
that's
in the
dangerous is
neighborhood.
what about assessed values? All right, does anyone know the difference between the assessed value and an appraisal is?
Tax.
Huh?
Tax.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely.
It's not fair market value.
It's not fair.
It's usually fair market value.
As a
Exactly.
rule of thumb, what percentage of fair market value is assessed value?
I think it really depends.
and here it's usually about 80%, yeah, 70% floor.
I'm also licensed in New York and Westchester County, and their assessed values can be either full market value, and some towns will reassess every so often, will reassess the whole.
Right.
Or if a house sells, that's the value that they put it at. Or some towns will put it at a small fraction of the market value, and then it's just what they multiply it by to cut rates.
So as investors, the assessed value, other than knowing what the tax rate is of very little value to us, correct? Yeah.
It's not necessarily
Yeah,
accurate.
exactly. It's done for the town's tax base, not for the actual values, correct? All right.
Can we do 3 more questions and then we can get into
Then we can what?
get moving up?
Okay, all right, 3 more. Well, let's talk about things like scope of works. What is a scope of work?
How much work that needs to be done?
Okay, you answer too many questions.
She's in the construction business.
I know. We need
You're disqualified, you're officially disqualified.
It's a document that you put together as an investor that lists for the contractor what you want them to do on the property. So it defines the workmanship and materials. And then the contractor bids the scope of work.
Okay, great. Now, is there a timetable usually in scope of work?
Well, for me, the scope of work goes out, they have 5 days to come back to the bid.
No, I mean as far as the work, if the work is
Oh,
done.
there's a milestone schedule attached, yes. So there's a work breakdown, there's a milestone schedule, there's a budget, there's a materials list all attached to the scope.
And how detailed is yours?
Well, depending on the property,
In average.
average, it's over a dozen pages.
Okay.
It's pretty long because we do pretty big.
So no offense to any contractors or carpenters, but, so they can't come back and say, oh, you've been upcharged as this wasn't on the estimate? Yours is
There's
that detailed?
there's a process for change orders, and the policies, there's no change orders.
Right.
But there is a process.
I can't stress enough that most people lose money on bids because they did not tighten up their scope of work. That is so important. I have one guy that has a line item for $152,000, and he's a little ticked off at me that I want it broken down. Don't know why. All right. So, Norman, what do you think is an important thing to go over since we can only have...
Well, next week we'll do the entities,
Yeah.
forget the
All right,
too
so
long.
closing costs, more drawer schedules.
Draw schedules.
All right.
Never heard of
Huh?
Didn't hear that.
Tammy's disqualified.
You're out of it. Drawer schedules, yes.
Is that for the construction loan, when you finish each, structural plumbing, you can draw your money?
Okay, now, we have to tell a funny story about drawer schedules. Now, if you can order windows, or you make deposits on windows, should those be on your drawer schedule if they're not installed?
Yeah.
Huh? No. Do you think they should be?
I have construction loan, we can draw out the money until it's installed.
Exactly.
We have a hard time
Exactly.
convincing people of that, believe it or
That,
not.
like, well, I put a deposit on the appliances, they're not here yet. Huh? Yeah, absolutely. Give them out.
Proof of funds, but
Yeah, proof of funds. What's a proof of funds? Come on, you got it. You've got to know. Yes. Huh?
It's essentially a letter or documentation that they provide to secure property. Yes, secure property.
Basically, it's a lender letter saying that he has the funds available to him to buy the properties. And every single offer should be submitted with it, correct?
I'm a return on investment. I think that's
Okay,
important.
all right, and, or how about,
Oh, that's it.
That's it? And you, that's all you
Got
need,
5
huh?
tickets in there.
That's all I want. That's the questions. That's
You didn't give me enough time.
I gave you 20 minutes, you took 30. That's why I said you have to speak next month, because
All right.
I knew I was going to want to.
We'll do it again next week.
Okay, so how many we have in this one?
Now that we have the tickets.
All right. had five.
Five presents, okay, there's more than five.
All
There's
right,
more than five
all right,
presents.
let's see what we have.
Somebody give me a drum roll. We get 8495389. Hey!
That's all right, Ed, I owe you.
All right, so do you want to just put Ed on that?
Yeah, give us your card then.
Yeah, give me a card, I'm gonna make sure I want to get those up tomorrow morning.
What did I win?
Nothing. And then the envelope.
No, what did they win?
The gift certificates to Home Depot.
All right.
Awesome.
By the car.
You're actually using gift certificate to Home Depot. Look,
Yes.
she's giving me this big eye. She's like, you better pull this number.
I shut her off.
8495393.
Yes, great.
We got a lot of tickets too.
Yeah. He did good.
Write down in, oh, I guess I don't really need to give you the ticket, Joe. He's gonna write his information down for you.
Okay.
So that's 2, 3. Half the people.
You just read the last three digits.
383. Oh, yeah. 383. 383. Last three. Yay!
Great.
I know you have a card.
Yeah.
Is your address on your card?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
And I apologize.
We got 2 more, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
We got 5.
392.
Yes.
Yay! I'll let you give your card to Wendy. And the last one. 391.
And I have an announcement.
Okay, make your
All those tickets,
announcement.
anything else?
Okay. In the past, I've always said we can experience flippers. Our hedge fund just added a new program for first timers. And what we're going to do is typically it's 85 to 90% down and 100%, 85, 10 to 15% down, 85% loan to value, or 90% loan to value, and 100% of the rehab costs. So we're able to do that the first time. Every state except for North Dakota, South Dakota, Rhode Island for ground-up construction, but Rhode Island, fix and flip for New Rhode Island. And there's one other state, but it's like, yeah, oh, Florida, New York, we do a lot in Florida. Okay, we need one more? I'm glad you're all set.
What's that?